The road less traveled, pursuing your passion. In a bustling city, there lived a man named David. On the surface, David seemed to have it all. He had a well paying job at a corporate firm, a sleek apartment, and a steady routine. He was the model of stability, yet, deep down, David felt a void he couldn't explain. There was something missing, a spark that his daily life could no longer ignite. As a young man, David had loved music. He would spend hours in his room playing guitar and writing songs. Back then, he dreamed of becoming a musician, sharing his voice and lyrics with the world. But life happened, as it often does. After college, he chose a practical career over his passion. Years passed, and his guitar gathered dust in the corner of his closet. One day, David found himself walking through the city when he heard music coming from a small cafe. The melody was captivating, raw, and real, and he felt a rush of emotions he hadn't felt in years. He peeked inside and saw a musician about his age, pouring his soul into his performance. The room was quiet. Everyone was transfixed by the music, and for a moment, David imagined himself in the musician's place. That night, he couldn't sleep. The music stirred something inside him, igniting his long-lost dream. He tried to shake it off, but the thought lingered. Could I really go back to music after all these years? He wondered. The doubts came flooding in. He was too old, too settled, too late. But something in his heart whispered, why not? The next morning, David opened his closet and took out his guitar. The strings were dusty and the sound was rusty, but as he strummed, the familiar feeling returned. He played through his old songs, feeling a spark of the joy he had once known. It wasn't long before he was playing every evening, rediscovering his love for music. One day, he gathered the courage to go back to the cafe where he'd heard the musician. He spoke to the owner, a warm woman who appreciated local talent. After some persuasion, she agreed to let him perform on an open mic night. David's heart raced. He hadn't performed in front of an audience in years. He feared the audience's reaction, but he knew this was his chance to reclaim his passion. The night of his performance, David sat nervously with his guitar, watching as other musicians took the stage, his mind filled with doubt. What if they didn't like his music? What if he forgot the lyrics? As his name was called, he took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and stepped onto the stage. He began to play, his fingers shaky at first, but as he got into the rhythm, the nerves faded. He poured his heart into every chord, every lyric, feeling a rush of energy he hadn't felt in years. When he finished, there was a moment of silence, followed by a warm applause. The audience smiled. Some even gave him a thumbs up. David felt a wave of relief and joy wash over him. As the weeks passed, he performed at the cafe more frequently, and each time, he grew more confident. People began to recognize him, requesting songs and sharing words of encouragement. David wasn't making a fortune or filling concert halls, but he was doing what he loved. His job at the firm no longer felt like his identity. He was David, the musician. One evening, after a particularly moving performance, a young man from the audience approached him and said, "I've always wanted to play music, but I never thought I could. Seeing you up there gives me hope." David realized that his journey was inspiring others. By following his passion, he was lighting the way for others to pursue theirs. For the first time in years, he felt complete, like he was exactly where he was meant to be. And so, you see, in your own life, there may be dreams you've set aside or passions you've let gather dust. You might feel it's too late, that the road back is too hard or impractical. But remember David's story. Sometimes, The hardest paths lead to the most fulfilling destinations. Life isn't just about security and routine, it's about doing what makes your heart come alive. If there's something you love, something that brings you joy, don't let fear hold you back. Take the first step, pick up that guitar, whatever it may be for you, and follow the road less traveled. You never know where it might lead or how it might transform not just your life, but the lives of those around you. This is Guiding Light Inspirational Stories. Thank you for watching. Be blessed.